The Cartel update drops in a week, and we know absolutely nothing about it. No trailers, not even a cryptic tweet, but I'm nosy, and I was dying to know. So I cracked open the game files to see if Tyler left us any hints. And he didn't just leave us some breadcrumbs, he left a whole buffet. Turns out, Tyler actually started working on the Cartel update before Schedule 1 even launched. But somewhere along the way, all of the content got cut, or so we thought. Because hidden in the game's code are 3 full-blown quests that never made it in. And they explain a lot, like what's really up with the manor, why there's a creepy gravesite next to the barn, and what the Benzies are actually cooking, besides meth. Now these quests were never technically finished, and they were never released, so I had to Frankenstein them together from stray lines of dialogue, quest triggers, and a few suspiciously named PNG files. And since they're not technically in the game yet, we're gonna have to reenact them.
Warning: the following quests were removed from the final game. They may return in the Cartel update, or they may stay buried for good.
So let me take you back to the beginning of the game in Serena Flats. Uncle Nelson sends you on a simple errand. Pick up a package from his local contacts. Only his contacts are actually a pair of loan sharks, and they've got some bad news. Nelson's drowning in debt, and way overdue on payments. Cut to a few hours later, and the feds sweep in. Nelson's in cuffs, and you're hauling ass to Highland Point to build your new drug empire. The loan sharks forget about the debt, and the Benzies, after blowing up your RV, are never heard from again. But this isn't what Tyler had originally planned. Here's how it was supposed to go down. After successfully slipping away from the cops and making it to Highland Point, you get a call from Uncle Nelson, who has some pretty bad news. He's been nabbed before he could square his tab, and those same loan sharks, they're coming after you next. You've got days, not weeks, to clear Uncle Nelson's debt. That little favor you did for him just turned into a massive headache. Tick, tock. You've only got 4 days to scrape together $1,000 before the loan sharks come a-knocking. So you start hustling, growing product, hunting down customers, and trying to scrounge together whatever spare cash you can get your hands on. Each night, you can see the loan sharks are getting closer and closer when you go to sleep. 4, 3, 2 days until the loan sharks finally arrive. And on the last day, it flashes. The loan sharks are arriving tonight. You brace for the worst, only to nod off with the last ghostly message. In the midst of the night, gunshots ring out nearby. But you're not the target. The rest of the night is dead quiet. And the next morning, through bleary eyes, you spot the same red chip box from Serena Flats. Only now, it's riddled with bullet holes. A crumpled note flutters on the passenger side window. You piece together the words,
"Meet me at Highland Manor."
TB. No more loan sharks. No more threats. Turns out, this TB fella just saved your ass. And your next stop is Highland Manor. Right after you finish reading the note, Uncle Nelson calls and you fill him in. He chuckles and admits he didn't see that coming. Well damn, I wasn't expecting that. On the bright side, looks like we don't have to worry about all that debt. Then his tone shifts. But on the other hand, whoever took out those fellas must be some pretty serious people. And judging from that note, they ain't doing it for charity. He pauses, sounding serious. The way I see it, they know where you live, and they got the means to do some damage, so you best go to that meeting. He wraps it up with a final bit of cautious optimism. Hopefully we can get this sorted out. I'll give you a call once you've talked to him, but a thought crosses your mind. What if we just ignored the cartel and skipped the meeting entirely? No sooner does the thought leave your mind than your phone starts buzzing with a text from an unknown number.
Either you missed our note, or you're ignoring it. For your own sake, I'll assume the former. We have business to discuss at Highland Manor ASAP.
That night, you fall asleep, only to see one last message before blacking out. In the middle of the night, the door is kicked in and you're dragged into a vehicle trunk. When you finally wake up, you're not in your bed. You're in front of the manor, staring right in the face of a man dressed in all black. When you introduce yourself, he greets you coolly.
Hello there. My name is Thomas Benzies. I was the one who helped you out with your little predicament earlier.
He studies you for a moment.
Judging from the people that were after you, it would seem that we share a similar line of work.
Then he lays out his proposal.
So, perhaps we could make a deal that would benefit us both. Well, me mostly.
His terms are blunt.
You will provide us with 15 marijuana weekly. We will pay you, of course, but considering our generosity earlier, it seems only fair that we pay a reduced price.
He leans in, waiting for your answer.
Now have we got a deal?
But honestly, the terms of the negotiation aren't great. So you ask the question on everyone's mind. Now why would I agree to that? Big mistake.
I'm sorry, I may not have made myself clear. We will collect our payment, one way or another.
With the wind knocked out of your sails, all you can manage to come up with is, okay. He nods approvingly.
Excellent. You can make your deliveries here at the end of every week. You'd be wise to uphold this agreement. It would be a shame to have to resort to violence.
And this isn't an idle threat, because if you walk down towards the barn, you can find 2 freshly dug graves belonging to the loan sharks. Clearly, this is a deal you can't afford to mess up. Right after you leave the manor, you sprint to the nearest payphone and call Uncle Nelson. He sighs and responds. Oof, out of the frying pan, eh? He warns you bluntly. The RV's about as mobile as my nan, and they know that. Seems you've got no other options here. You'll have to meet their demands, or suffer the consequences. Then he offers a workaround. But you should probably be able to produce more product than they're demanding, so you can continue selling to your customers and making money. Nelson lays out the escape plan. The next step will be buying a new property. Somewhere in the Benzies family won't find you. Then you'll be in a position to break off this little agreement. He ends on a hopeful note. So, at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep doing what you're doing. Start saving for your first property. It's clear there's no way around it. You've got 7 days to deliver 15 OG Kush to Thomas. But if you miss the deadline, things get ugly. With 24 hours left, you receive a text.
You haven't yet made this week's delivery. There are 24 hours left. Don't make this difficult.
And if you fail to uphold your end of the bargain, then when you go to bed, you're left with this. You failed to make the weekly delivery. Benzie family goons break in during the night, taking your stock and leaving you nearly dead. Suddenly, everything you had been working towards, everything you had saved up, is gone. But you're a good business partner, so you don't have to worry about all that. Right on schedule, you waltz up to the manor with your 15 OG Kush, and Thomas greets you calmly.
Ready to make this week's delivery?
You nod, hand over the stash, and he slides you $100. That's it. A single Benjamin. And just like that, you're locked into this lovely little arrangement. Every single week, you bring the cartel 15 OG Kush and get paid jack shit, just to keep the cartel from Swiss cheesing your RV. Well, at least until you finally manage to get your first property. And there you have it, all 3 of the cartel quests that got cut before launch. It's wild to see what Tyler originally had planned, but let's be honest, the full cartel update is probably going to go way harder than just these quests. Whether it's full-on warfare or some twisted business partnership, I've got zero doubt this update's gonna absolutely slap. Now, Tyler already showed us a bit of what the cartel goons are gonna look like, and it looks like green is gonna be the cartel's color because everyone is wearing it. Oh, and he also hinted that we'll finally be able to own the manor. And trust me, I'll be making a tutorial video for it as well, just like I did for every other property. Now, he didn't say exactly how we unlock this magnificent manor, but let's be real, that place is not going to show up in the real estate tab. Something tells me the only way to unlock it is to take down the cartel once and for all. Well, that's literally everything I know about the cartel. I'm sorry to say I didn't get any exclusive leaks, but I definitely plan on making a few videos on this massive update, so make sure you stay tuned in. I also want to give a massive shout out to all of my channel members. We currently have over 500 little willies, and I seriously couldn't continue making content without them. Turns out, ad revenue for videos about a drug dealing game is not that great. Who would have guessed it? Stay silly, y'all.